Here for round 2. So this hand, only basic swap in the deck, and then the only lands that don't produce blue. However, this hand, on the play, I'd snap keep this. On the draw, it makes it more likely. However, we need like double blue to get it online. I'm going to keep this hand. It's strong. If it's a matchup where we need counters and disruption, it's weak. But if it's a matchup where Fatal Push is good, Bitter Blossom's good in that matchup too, and then we have our clock, we have everything going the way we need it to. So we're just going to hope that it works out the way we want. We're going to get rid of this trigger that we don't need yet and hope for the best. And like I said, this is the only non-blue colored source in our deck. This is the other non-blue land. And obviously we're going to play against Storm and lose. But we at least had the recipe. We have Fatal Push to keep his Barrels in check, but unless we get some things coming together counter mana wise, that's a good draw. We could be in for a rough day. No barrel. More Mutavaults. Oh, not Storm. Grixis. Grixis is better. This part sucks, but I like our Grixis matchup more than I would like our Storm matchup with this hand. Our Fatal Pushes are probably not so good. But against, Tasigur and Gurmag. But we have all the creature lands. V-Click. I doubt he gives us anything. I wouldn't give us anything. Like, you draw me to a fetch land, and my hand is super good. Like, and actually drawing all the, all the non-blue lands. And then, so post-board against this game, and I mean, obviously we're still in game 1, but post-board in this matchup, we're going to go just the strategy of really being Visions, counter mana, change out of removal spells a little bit. And we don't actually have a lot of answers to Tasigur, but we can, if we can stick a Bitter Blossom, we have that Force Field mode that Bitter Blossom has as its alternative text. I think I'd rather attack than try to get Vendetta Youngblood countered. Like, us ending up down a land is not that, like, end of the world scenario. Electrolyze, yeah. It's like admittedly, the removal spell that I would least want him to have. Stone Rain draw card. Quality Magic. Especially when he missed a land drop, him drawing the extra card matters there too. But top bottom on the Visions, assuming he has a land. Could also be a Tasigur, which would be bad. We are not set up to fight a Tasigur yet. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to hold off until we can fight a little bit better or just run out this V-Click. Like, I guess it's worst case scenario, he taps low and we can get in for 2 with the Mutavault. There's even an argument that maybe recycling the push is fine. Like, this is clearly dead. Snap, Mana Leak, Spell Snare, Thought Scour. So I either take a snap or let him keep everything, or do I take a Spell Snare so I can... If I take Spell Snare, it gives me a higher opportunity to try to resolve a Bitter Blossom. So maybe I have to take the Spell Snare. And then the rest of his hand is like highly mediocre. Well, I mean, it's not highly mediocre. It's very powerful, but this is like a card that gives me the highest opportunity to pretend to play Magic. So this is guaranteed tapped for now. He has a handful of counter magic, but he can't hit me. However, if I attack, I don't have Cryptic for a turn, but I can't Cryptic anything worthwhile because he has Mana Leak to protect his Stiff. Make sure I tap the right lands. So the alternative would just be play Sukudu and pass. But he does have a mystery card. So if he has a Bolt, then you got me, bro. But is he just gonna have Ambush Viper? Okay. So he's a land short of being able to rebuy this. Oh, but he found a push? That's pretty good. That's worse for us. We definitely don't have the hand to be fighting this match. Like, we have no discard. Very little disruption. I assume this means he has a land if he's getting out of his Mana Leak. I think I'm just going to push this for mana concerns. Like, if we end up losing to... That was good. If we end up losing to a... If we lose to a Pyromancer because I can't kill it, then joke's on me. But we now have a counterspell that we can play through Mana Leak. So X equals 4. And 6 mana, so even if he has another Spell Snare, we're fine there. We can pay for a Mana Leak, so we're fine there. So it's just re-snap visions, that's typical. This is where we hope that we get like a miracle Bitter Blossom would be real nice. Tar Pit's not the worst. Also, he like used another snap, so that's less likely that we'll get Kolaghan's Commanded. I mean, he still has a billion cards in hand. Like, I think that we can fight this matchup, but we're definitely not having the cards right now to do it. And it's kind of funny because like even our discard would still be kind of live. So we can go to again. I have enough life that I'm not willing to activate before I can have Cryptic plus Mana Leak, which I now have. That fun game where you've drawn 9 land, well, 9 plus a lot more, and you're still semi-happy about it. So this creature becomes a 2/2. Especially if we can get him to tap low, it gives us a higher chance to start attacking with our own creature lands. I mean, he's at 12. We have 5 power. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to even... And there's even maybe an argument that I start attacking with Mutavault, but... counter draw. Definitely not the most exciting, especially when he has a lot of mana, but he's not going to fight. So he has removal for days, apparently. I'm not going to show him this Spell Stutter before I get into combat. So, animate. Animate. So if this gets the Mana Leak, I can still pay, but I lose my entire attack step. Otherwise, I have the Spell Starter available. But if he has something else, I'm going to go for it. I probably should have fetched first. Well, that really doesn't matter then. He did have another Spell Starter. I mean, I still think forcing the issue there is fine, but we're at his mercy now. Oh, like if he has a Snapcaster Mage, this is real bad. If he has a Culligan's Command, oh, why was he tapping mana? Huh. If he has a Culligan's Command there, I think he has to get greedy, even though we're like totally screwed if he gets his Tasker back. That is the one upside that we have, 6 or 7 creature lands. Our long game against a control matchup is just going to be... We have this threat, like... Oh, now we have this threat. It does suck that I drew the Fatal Push after getting rid of my last fetch that I had available. If he... Right on time. So if we do run into, there's things we can run into where this is worse. But just catch a bolt, that's fine. I'm gonna throw this vision out here. We're just gonna sit on this Glen as something to exile to a or discard to a Culligan's Command. I want to try to kill this with all my mana available. There's not a lot of reason to not maximize on it right now. Like, not fall victim to a double, I'm sorry, as I was trying to say, not fall victim to a double Mana Leak when we know he has one already. 3, so I can show him all the goods. I'll show him all the goods. then I am just going to draw step this. We know he has the mana leak. We're not going to get rid of that. He does have a K command. Terminate. Mana leak, spell snare. I'm actually fine leaving him with that. It does suck, but we can play around it because we know it's there. And, you know, two turns, we have our Ancestral to fight through, and we can, you know, hopefully try to get something on the line at that time. Okay, so he missed that turn. Our Ancestral's good. And then he gets to show us. This dies if I don't have one. And I have to champion something, right? Yeah. But assuming that he makes us pay 3 for the Ancestral, which he should, what's Delver going to show us? Bolt? That's fine. That's not fine, however. So the issue is that he has us covered. Especially since we know he has the bolt too. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can't even like miss my misbind. I do think we can like now know how to better navigate this match, which is cool. And yeah, if he has a K command, we're really in trouble anyway. The misbind clicks would have been strong if we could have got him online. Yeah, and we're dead to the bolt. So we are going to bring in Go for the Throat as another way to kill a thing. I don't know if we want the full set of Fatal Pushes. I don't know if Threads is good enough because I don't think he's going to tap out. We can bring in Surgical, but I don't think it's like the most fantastic. I mean, like, so we can do weird things like fight against his threats, which are admittedly semi-hard for us to deal with. And there's also the argument of trying to get off 2s. Or lean so hard on 2s. When he has a lot of, you know, He has a large number of spell snares in this deck. 2 or 3. We could have seen the same one twice, but he had at least 2 main deck spell snares. Even an argument that like maybe getting a Mistbind click in the play is too hard. Like, although if I can land a Bitter Blossom, I want another discard spell. If I can land the Bitter Blossom, if I can force through a Bitter Blossom, I can. He can't get it off the table. Like, Bitter Blossom might just be the best card in our deck for this match. Just have the one random surgical. I don't love this hand, but I don't hate it. I like it better than I rolled a 5. We can kill a turn 1 Delver. We don't do that step yet. Savage. Get in there, Spellstunder Sprite. My card's like tiny. Can we make this better? I don't even know if we can make it that much better. That's max. Okay. Make my hand maybe a little more. Yeah, it makes the. Yeah, there's this weird dance. I'm trying to make this stuff bigger and this stuff. Okay. Hopefully you guys can follow along well enough. I guess I just untap. Like, I can kill anything and no cantrips, dude. No. Do we get Bitter Blossom or does he have to? He has 2. That's unfortunate. Like, obviously Bitter Blossom is like the most important thing we could do, but let him cast it first, I guess. Let it resolve first, I guess. Push, Dispel, Tasker, Pia, and Kieran. I mean, this card's a little worst for me. So I can either do nothing, I can take the spell, I can take the Tasker, or I can take the Pia. I can do anything but the Fatal Push. Or do nothing. Are all like actually fine answers. He gets 2 cards if I take something, so it's a little iffy. Which pretty much means if I take something, it has to be Pia here. I think I just need to take Pia here. And I'm going to kill this right now so he can't push my click. And I have the opportunity to possibly click him on his upkeep next turn. Like he would need the push and something to deal with the click. And yeah, he's going to Tasker me. I think our best draw step right now is a Mutavault. So does he have... So... If one of his draw steps was electrolyzed, this is actually going to be disgusting. I guess I probably should have left this so that everything was lethal, but then if he kills it, I still have the V-click, and I'm tapping him out, so... V-click's pretty hard to cast. Can I resolve a Damnation if it's in my deck? I mean, I resolved V-click, so kinda. We know he has PA Kira now. I mean, he probably had a game 1, but... Finally, we have a hand with... we finally have found a discard spell. It's mono removal. It's the threat light stuff that we got caught up with game 1, but at least we could see his hand. I might be just trapped by that at this point, but... Okay, so if I take the Spell Snare, while he fetches, I can try to get through the Dispel. Because if I can get him to not have Spell Snares, that'd be super cool. Fortunately, we can't play in a way where this gets us extra information, but we still get to see his deck. He has a Painful Truce, which is kind of cool. He has an EE, so he does have a way to get a resolved Bitter Blossom off the table. He has an Izzet Staticaster, which is another way to deal with that. He only has one Electrolyze, but that Staticaster would have been brutal game 2. So he has 2 Tasker, 2 Angler, and then some Snaps. So we have time. Don't forget to do this one, which is funny because that's a mistake you can't make in real life. That's the one you can't miss. But they don't believe you here. So this is fine. What does he have for counter magic? He has Mana Leak and Dispel. One of each. He has another Mana Leak and another Dispel. So we're actually like kind of in a decent spot fighting his counter magic. Like, we're gonna get that Dispel when he goes to play a threat. He doesn't have his Delvers in his deck anymore, which I sort of suspected, but we still have like things for the pushes to kill, which is why I wanted to leave 3, because like we have to get P and Kiragon. Our clock is getting a little low, so I apologize, and I'll have to play a little bit faster. Having to talk through plays while playing a deck that I'm semi-new with, it has a fairly big decision tree. I'll eat up clock. I think we're fine. We're 7 minutes is more than enough to get us through. Logic Path's legit. I don't think my fetch order particularly matters. I'll leave the Polluted Delta in case I want the basic swamp. However, I don't think I'll want the basic swamp. So we know 3 of his cards. He does have a Bolt, so he could put us at a slightly lower functional life total. But I get the Thoughtseize as his Dispel next turn. Or his Mana Leak if he chooses to try to get my whole turn, which I will not let him have. There it is. We are putting ourselves down to 12 against the Lightning Bolt Snap deck, which, I mean... Like, I can play around the leak, so I think I just take the Dispel. Don't really care about the Terminate. What's this then? Angler? And maybe there's a bit an argument that I want to go for the threat that there since I have the opening, but so now it's don't go to 6 or don't go to 3. Kill him before we go to 3. That's the new plan. The Thoughtseize minigame. In worst case, we just take Bolt. I don't know when he starts terminating these, but there's 2 mystery cards. I know 2 terminate or 1 mystery card. Creature lands. If we're drawing lands, creature lands are at least the best ones we can get. First terminate down. So we know about a mana leak and 1 terminate. We need currently 3 more attack steps, which Bolt is bad in that case if he's found one. At the Tassie. Semi moment of truth, number 1. If he activates, we 1 get an attack with Mutavault, and 2 we're gonna give him a terminate. Well, right now we're giving him terminate. We're still giving him terminate. Right. Yeah. Also, this takes a turn off our clock. So that's cool. I guess it doesn't if he double terminates next turn, but just got to beat that Bolt. So he has to double terminate this turn. Counterspell. Come on. 1 time. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. First terminate, yes. Second terminate, we will cast Counter Squall. He will cast Mana Leak, we will pay for Mana Leak, and he will die. So we're 2-0. That's cool. That matchup was a little frustrating, but I mean, game one we just kept a hand that was not great, and we didn't draw the cards that helped us win the match. Game one, and it was still close-ish. Game two, we meandered. Game three, we got really close. Like, I mean, if he doesn't have the bolt, we're fine, but if he has snap or bolt, we're dead. So we'll see you for game three.